Hey guys, it is time for another spooky story. I am Autumn in Appalachia. If you have a spooky story of your own that you would like to share, please feel free to comment or send me a DM. Make sure as well to add me on Facebook, same handle, Autumn in Appalachia. Without further ado. This story comes from Johnny, and it is bone-chilling, so buckle up, buttercups. When Johnny was around 12 years old, his sister, who was about 10, and her friend were at his house. Now, he lived in a house that was surrounded by about 3 acres of woods, and around 9 p.m., they get their flashlights, and they decide that they are going to play hide-and-go-seek in the dark outside. When it was Johnny's turn to seek, he decides to venture into the woods to look for his sister and her friend. The further that he gets into the woods, the darker that it is, and all he has is this flashlight, and he's painting it around, looking, and he hears a twig snap behind him. So when he turns around to see who it is, nobody's there. Nothing's there. He continues looking further into the woods, and a few minutes later, he sees a humanoid figure, like this dark kind of shape, peer out quickly from behind this tree. He doesn't even question it. He assumes, of course, that it's his sister or the friend, and so he yells out, "I found you." As he gets closer to this tree, it's just a few feet from where he's standing, he shines the flashlight around, and there's nobody there. There's nobody behind this tree, and there's nowhere that they could have, run. There's nowhere they could have gotten without him hearing or seeing something. So at this point, he actually starts getting scared. He yells out, "I give up." And as he does that, he hears his sister further out into the woods yell, "Over here." And so he thinks, okay, she's giving me a clue. So he starts running through the woods toward his sister's voice. And when he gets to the area where she should be, he hears the voice again say, "Over here," but it's further out this time. This happens 3 or 4 times, where he gets to the area where she should be and then further out. And so he said he doesn't, while he's scared, know exactly what to think about it, because it is so distinctly his sister's voice. Around the 3rd or 4th time, he hears this voice yell a little further into the woods, "Over here," from his driveway. Back at the property, out of the woods, he hears his sister say, "Where are you?" And at this point, his heart sinks to his stomach. As he is standing there in pitch black darkness in these woods, he realizes that whatever is in the woods with him is not his sister, but it sounds just like his sister. He absolutely freaks out. He runs as fast as he possibly can out of those woods, luckily makes it out, and when he gets to the driveway where his sister and her friend are, he frantically tells them, "I heard you yelling out in the woods, over here." And she just looks befuddled, and she's like, "I had been in the yard the whole time, and I never yelled over here. We were hiding." To this day, Johnny does not know how to explain it. It sounds like mimic type of behavior to me. That has happened to me personally years ago when I was living with my ex-husband. I heard my brother-in-law yell for help from across the house. It was so clearly his voice, and it sounded very panicked. And when I bust in the room, it wasn't him. So that's super creepy. That is bone chilling, and especially in Appalachian areas. I'm not sure where Johnny lives. You do hear talk of cryptids and things like that, things that try to lure you out into the woods, especially after dark. So if that is not a lesson on why maybe you shouldn't be in the woods after dark, especially in mountain ranges like the Appalachians, I don't know what is. Like I said, if y'all have a spooky story of your own, feel free to send me a DM, and stay tuned for some more spooky stories.